I knew this was going to happen. I knew that one day these gray-haired, senile, politically brain-rotted fossils would take away one thing that everybody likes, because they're not having fun trying to make their PR good by, for once in their life, maybe if they listen to their citizens of the countries, their PR would be good. But no, instead, they decided that the brightest idea that could help them is to control the internet. For the past month, you may have witnessed the internet being censored. From games being taken down by payment processors, an annoying feminist Karen group trying to censor media they don't like and consider harmful to women and children, to Western governments forcing ID and age verification on many platforms, all in the name of protecting the children. So, in July of 2025, the UK has passed the Online Safety Act that aims to restrict content that is harmful towards users under 18. These type of contents include but not limited to adult content, violent content, political content, graphic content, and a bunch of other content that kids should not come across on the internet. And the way they do this is by implementing age verification through ID and biometrics. The aim of this act is mainly to protect children. But here's the thing, this is utter cock. Because after this got implemented, posts on the internet that cover the situation in Gaza and the migration protests have been taken down. And that is despite that these posts are not graphic or violent in the first place. And this is the exact same thing that happened to one of the biggest independent news reporters on TikTok, Dylan Page. You may have seen Dylan Page here and there on TikTok. He reports on current news that happens around the world, whether it be pop culture, politics, natural disasters, anything that a news reporter talks about. And he rarely brings his own opinions into his videos and shows people's opinions on the news that he is reporting with little to no biases, something that a lot of news channels lack nowadays. Some of his posts that didn't violate TikTok's community guidelines got taken down because of this UK law. And he said that if it doesn't improve, he might leave the UK.
And I am 100% serious. If this problem gets worse, I'm out. I am moving. Now, I am looking into actionable steps people can take to help change things. But unlike the News Daddy Empire, who actually listens to petitions, the UK government does not.
No matter how you look at it, this law is hurting free speech. So for all my journalists staying in the UK, you might want to leave the country. After the Online Safety Act was introduced, VPN downloads shot up to #1 in the UK, which prompted the UK to consider banning VPNs entirely.
If you want to overturn the Online Safety Act, you are on the side of predators, not those who want to keep children safe.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
So the days of having online privacy and anonymity are being nuked in real time. And if you think that this is not going to affect you because you're living outside of the UK, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if the UK is successful on this, other countries around the world are going to do the same thing, effectively bringing segregation but to the internet. And it's already starting to happen because in the US, the Kids Online Safety Act and the Screen Act, which aim to do the same thing as the UK Act, were introduced into Congress in 2025. And if these acts actually come to pass, internet surveillance is going to ramp up to 1,000. And fun fact, Wikipedia challenged the Online Safety Act in the UK, but as of recording this video, after some time, Wikipedia has lost against the UK. On top of this, a petition in the UK that got over 500 signatures was rejected by the UK government. And the reasoning for this they gave was like, listen man, I get it, okay? Times are tough right here, I know. But think of the children. Man, f them children. Whoa. Nah. YouTube, that's a joke, okay? That's a terrible joke, okay? Don't get it twisted though, I'm all in for protecting children from harmful content, but you can do that by banning porn and all that violent content, not by bringing all this age verification BS. Also, isn't it kind of crazy that these platforms have age verification functions that scan IDs and biometrics on the ready? Like, they were so fast in implementing these functions as soon as this online act was passed, almost as if they wanted to do this for a long time. They were waiting for the right opportunity to jack people's personal data and use it for their own shady goals. You might start seeing some scam ads and spam emails in the future. Also, these governments don't have a good track record when it comes to cybersecurities, and they suffered a bunch of cyber attacks and data breaches. For instance, there was a woman's dating app called T that was exposed for being an app where users were doxing some men's info to each other just to see if they have any red flags. This is definitely setting feminism back by 50 years. I want to make a separate video surrounding the T app in the future, but what you should know is that to make sure that the users are primarily women, T asks users to verify their identity using ID, driver's license, and biometrics like a selfie to prove that they are women, and to make sure that there are no cross-dressers. And in July, the app got not only one, but 2 security breaches. And all of that data was leaked onto the internet. How, you may ask? Well, the company behind T had an unencrypted legacy storage as a database to keep the user data safe, and it had no protection, pun intended by the way. So it basically was like a public storage bucket that anyone can access, and all that personal information including IDs and photos were posted onto 4chan, and let's just say all the women look like they don't be pulling some dudes at all. And then the second breach exposed around 1 million private messages. So you see this and you might be wondering, if an app like this was breached so easily and the company behind it didn't delete the personal data, much less encrypt them, then hold on, why the heck do I want to trust some random corporate political bozo with my personal information if they promise to delete it, but they don't? And it's already common knowledge on the internet that every company that promises to delete personal data after the verification process, you might as well just call that cap. Speaking about verification, social media platforms have already started to implement age verification. So far, as of recording this video, Reddit, Twitter, Blue Sky, and for whatever reason, Spotify have already implemented age verification. I'd be damned if I find out that I need to verify my age with my ID after paying for a subscription service as an adult. I'm never using that app ever again. On top of that, TikTok and YouTube started to implement age verification as well. And this might be either true or false, but GTA 6 is allegedly getting an age verification feature in their game, which if true, I'm not buying GTA 6. YouTube is already launching theirs on the 13th of August 2025, which was the day I was writing for this video. Yeah, hey, it's me. So I forgot to explain what the YouTube age verification does. So here's me while editing explaining it to you. So how this is going to work is that there's an AI that YouTube has made that's going to estimate your age based on the content that you're watching. So if you watch a lot of Minecraft or family-friendly content, then the AI is going to roughly assume that the person who's watching the content, in this case, you who's watching the video, is under 18 years old. And if you're not 18 years old, then you have to use your ID or biometrics to verify that you're 18. So yeah. Back to the video. People are already having doubts about this, especially given that YouTube totally does not have any favoritism to certain creators, and whenever they do something bad, they're just gonna get a slap on the wrist. No. Come on, what are you guys talking about? But also, YouTube has a separate app for kids called YouTube Kids, but these lazy parents who prefer not to pay attention to their kids don't care and instead let their kids surf on the internet freely on their iPad Pro and call it parenting. As soon as they notice that their kids were watching something harmful on YouTube, they're gonna blame the platform instead of themselves. I know some social media sites have lackluster enforcement of their policies. I'm looking at you, Twitch. And because of that, the internet is not a nanny or parent for your kids. I'm 21, and even I know that the internet is not the best parent for children. I was exposed to a whole lot of things on the internet since I was 12, and fast forward to today, I'm making videos showcasing my terrible art through my thumbnails, and I don't even like adult content at all, bro. It's unrealistic, it's gross, it is just depressing, man. Never goon, okay? It's not good to goon. You're gonna hate yourself after that. And I had to break it to you, to all my fellow gamers,
even video games are not safe anymore.
MasterCard and Visa have forced itch.io and Steam to take down a lot of their NSFW games after a collective shout, an Australian feminist group, because of course it's Australian and filled with Karens, spam emailed MasterCard and Visa to pressure Steam and itch.io to remove those games to protect women and children. Fortunately, one of the biggest developments of this story is that Trump signed an executive order to tell these payment processors to shut the fuck up and process some payments like they're supposed to. And as for collective shout, well, let's just say now they're begging for money to fight against the gamers. You should never mess with gamers. If they catch you trying to censor their games, they're going to turn into King Von. on. This to me shows that everyone collectively agrees that censorship and internet surveillance is bad, but just because there are a lot of people who agree that this is bad, that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be people who support it. Some old fossil people like boomers and older Gen Zs and millennials actually support the acts because the government are protecting children and they don't really mind giving their IDs to random platforms just to use them. They're not tech savvy. They don't even know that personalized settings and parental controls even exist to protect their children from harmful content. Learning more about the internet and technology is not that hard, especially if you want to protect your kids from harmful content. And saying that they just need to go outside and play, brother, you need to go to a fossil restoration center and wake up to the reality that this is mass surveillance and censorship. They do not give a flying toss about children. They want to spy on us. And honestly, this is definitely drawing parallels to 1984 and Shimonetta. Now look, this is not the first time that these governments are doing this. They wanted to control the internet for as long as the internet was around. They wanted to shove whatever narrative and propaganda down your throats. These governments are happy to criticize China and their restrictions on their people, but when they do it, it's somehow fine. I mean, South Korea has internet censorship and theirs is not even as strict as the Online Safety Act, and they still allow them to use VPNs. But viewing illegal content and adult content is still bad there. If they really want to do it like that, then it's completely fine. I think everybody would be on board with that. But the execution is questionable. And like I said, this is going to spread all across the world. Every single country is going to enact similar laws to try and control the internet. They wanted to do this for a long time. It's good that they want to protect kids, okay? I support that, but I don't support the execution. And there are better ways to execute it without endangering people's privacy and hindering free speech and freedom of expression. But yeah, this is a developing story, so I'll probably revisit this topic in the future, hopefully with improvements. So with that, thank you guys for watching this video. I deeply appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video whenever that is. Catch you guys later.